Welcome back to our 14th live stream at Western Mass Turf. Today we have our special guest, the 813 King, Ron. Ron, how are you?
All right. Yourself?
I'm well, thanks. I'm well. Mike, how you doing?
Good. How about you?
Good, good, good. Hey, Ron. So, welcome up here to the north. We were talking about the difference in temperatures. Where are you from, and what kind of temperatures are you seeing now?
Uh, Originally, I was born in New York, but I've been in Florida my whole life. So, I mean, I'm a
Okay,
Floridian minus a couple of months
all right.
area in South Florida. So, completely down at the bottom.
Yeah, yeah. It's beautiful. It's beautiful there. It really is. It's a beautiful, beautiful area.
Yeah.
And what kind of temperatures have you been seeing lately? We were talking earlier. You said it was hot. You're experiencing some hot
Yeah.
weather.
I mean, it's in the 80s right now. So it's Tampa's weird too. When I was down in Broward County in Fort Lauderdale, the temperatures down there they're pretty much the same all the time. I mean, you very rarely get a cool temperature, and if you do, it's for a couple days, and that's your winter. But
Hmm.
Tampa's kind of strange, where sometimes we'll get a 30-degree swing, in a day. So the grass doesn't know what the hell to do. You'll apply something, and you think you're safe, and you turn around, and all your neighbors' grass is yellow a couple days later. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
weird.
It is weird. It is weird. Speaking of weird, we were talking earlier around here. It was like 68, 69 degrees here yesterday, sunny, beautiful, and today it was about 45 or 42, something like that. So,
I couldn't deal with that. I can't. Sorry.
yeah. Well, I have a few more seasons of lawn care up here, and then I'll come join you. How's that, Ron?
That's if I don't decide to make a move somewhere else for some property. But uh,
Yeah.
Just go to mental insanity zone transition.
yeah, but there's something to be said about a little bit of property because you really can't buy property here anymore, and if you do,
Right.
it's gold, and somebody knows what they have, so it's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah. 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 No, I know that makes it a challenge, but so obviously this is a lawn care channel. We talk a lot of things about different lawns and across the country and stuff, but I also wanted to make our viewers aware of where can they find you, Ron, on your social media accounts.
Uh, when I'm not shadow banned, then or blocked. On YouTube, TikTok, and yeah, pretty much YouTube, TikTok. I've been playing around with that Clapper app, but I don't
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
It's 813 King, and on Instagram, real underscore Saint double underscore Augustine.
Okay.
So real Saint Augustine is in like REEL.
REEL. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like real mowing, and that's really kind of about it. I mean, I play around on it. I never really took it seriously, and
Uh,
I don't know,
sure.
for some reason I kind of have a little bit of a following, but not much, but a little bit of a following.
Yeah, just a little.
I always enjoy watching those clips. Literally, but they're good. They're good. Yeah, I always like the music in the background too. I'll be like bummed out or something, and then I'll hear that in the background, and like, oh, okay, all right, I'm down with this. This is good. I like that.
Yeah, lot of people. I take a lot of pride in my song choices, and it gets me in trouble sometimes. But that's I was brought up on Miami bass and freestyle music and just really obscure stuff. So um,
Yeah. No, I
That
love it.
that's kind of me. It's not me being racist if you hear, certain lyrics, coming out of my songs. That's just me.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
that guy.
yeah, no, it's good. It's all cool, man. I love it. It's great.
Nah,
Um,
nah, uh,
yeah. See, we told you you can't hear Mike, so you're fine.
no, there we go. There we go.
Um, Mike, I know you had some questions for Ron or some discussions that you had going on previously. Maybe you wanted to share some of those with St. Augustine, was it? Are you talking about? Or
Yes, I know he has St. Augustine. I don't remember what variety, but I also know in your backyard you have Tifgran.
Yeah, I have front yard is Floratam. I tried a bunch of different varieties over the years. I tried pretty much everything from palmetto to bitter blue, and the Floratam is just dollar for dollar. I can beat it up, and if I got to throw a couple pieces of sod in there and fix some FAFO, then it's not a big deal. It's a couple bucks a piece. And the Floratam seems to hold the real mower a little bit better. I mean, you can really put a beat into it as long as you keep it fed and watered. So
Now, another question. That tree issue that you called me about, what was it, 2, 3 weeks ago?
yeah,
How how have you approached that? How is that going? What was your idea?
chainsaw. I mean, if I could,
Yes.
if I could go and chainsaw and then
Mhm.
and just take out the stump, that would be the greatest thing. But me in Hillsborough County, just I don't know. If I take it out, I'll get caught.
Mm.
They'll come by and they'll tell me I got to put it back. But
Chainsaw it and plant a ficus.
yeah, I don't want anything there. There's other people that I see don't have it, but I'm that guy. I
No,
know.
no, plant one of those fake ficus trees.
Yeah, I mean, one, I live in an HOA, and two, I know there's a lot of people that know who I am. So I'm the only, well, I'm not the only, but I'm one of the only houses in my area that's green all year. A lot of these guys go dormant, and my grass still looks artificial. So I wouldn't be surprised if they came by and did random soil tests in my yard just to see what the hell I'm putting down. So I really can't mess around like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you could,
What's that?
I said, but if you could,
Yeah, if I could. I mean, it's just one of those. It's I wouldn't say it's a common area, but it's that little devil strip that's between,
it's the hill strip.
yeah, that
And it's stupid as hell to put a tree there because the roots are going to expose themselves. The roots are going to crack the concrete. It's going to crack the curbing. Like it's dumb as shit. Any HOA to actually like agree to do that shit.
when they built the houses, that they put one in front of every single house, and that's fine if you're like the old school St. Pete that they're sitting on a quarter acre, they're sitting on a half an acre, and they have a couple trees in the front yard. But when you have that little strip, like you said, it the roots are under the sidewalk already, and we're like 5 years in, I guess, with this house. Uh, the roots are already into my yard under the sidewalk. I've had irrigation issues. Um, there was one point where I just dug that whole area up and literally cut just about every damn root that wasn't a major root there. And because they kind of spider web out, it looks like hair underneath there, and it just robs the grass of
Mhm.
every bit of nutrient. So I find myself fertilizing a little heavier there, but then it's a double-edged sword because um, I'm right by the street. I'm right by the drain. That drain goes somewhere. We
Yeah.
have lakes. We have all that. So I try to be responsible, and I don't do granular, so I know whatever I spray, it's going right onto the tissue of the plant. But
Mhm.
it's
Sure.
I can't win. And my backyard's the same way. Like I don't have that tree in the backyard, but my neighbor does. So it's already into my property, and there's really nothing I can do about it.
Now, is that tree in the TIF grant or is that tree on the other side?
No, the tree's it's under the TIF grant, but
Ooh.
that area there is the backside of my pool, and I use the backside of my pool as my plugging area. So any area that's kind of weak with my grass, I'll go back there and I'll rob some grass and kind of replant it, and it grows back. But I try to keep it maintained and similar, to the rest of my grass, because really nobody sees it. It's behind like where my palms are and everything. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The two mortal enemies are shallow rooted trees and grass. I mean, they are just, I we have we have swamp maples up here. A lot of maples, but particularly a swamp maple has a very tight network of roots that just suck all the water and all the nutrients away from grass. And especially since they not just do that, but they provide a heavy amount of shade. So
yeah.
that combination it's a lose-lose situation. Trees fine, but you want grass there. So
Oh yeah. See, everyone in my neighborhood, they'll feed their trees.
mhm.
It's just the opposite with me. I'll water it, and you don't need to feed a tree if it's in the woods, right? So
That's right.
that tree is not going to die. I mean, the trees that are in Tampa here are hundreds of years old, a lot of them. So I don't need something that's the diameter of a manhole cover in front of my house. So
Yeah, I get it.
I like the picture I sent you of the one that's causing my 328 slowly to dwindle on that one side.
What was that?
That picture I sent you that Sunday you were talking to me about the root issue with the tree.
Yeah.
When I showed you that big ass oak tree right beside there, and like the dwindling 328 of mine.
Yep, that's the same thing. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, like here's either two things that are going to eventually happen. Either it's going to be a Italian garden that's going to go there, and I'm going to come with a concrete truck, and I'm just going to concrete that whole damn thing, or I'm just going to have to re-reno it again. And this is like in 5 years, I've probably redone that area a couple times.
Yeah.
It sucks. It really does, because it'll be banging for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, but it takes a couple months to get established for me to real mow it. And I'll finally get it to a height that I like, and then it just fades out. And the reason why it fades out is because that damn tree. Because if I take that same grass, which I've done many test plots at the house. I mean, I'm sure my neighbors love me for doing different areas, but as long as it stays green, the HOA can't say anything. So I'll take a little area and I'll, apply something different here, something different here. I'll cut it at a different height here. I won't irrigate over here. And that I would take that grass that was dying and I would cut it and I would put it in a different area, direct sunlight, just like the rest of the grass, and it would come back. Then I would take the healthy grass that I had in the front yard and I would cut out a piece of sod there, and same thickness. I put it back. I wouldn't even sand around it. I would just literally put it in the same spot the other one was, and water it just like everything else, and it would fade out. So it has to be the tree. That's the only thing I can think of.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I immediately said the tree's the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I said either A, expand the bed, or B, cut it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, with that being said, here's a random ass out there fucking experiment you could do. What about a cool season grass that can tolerate shade blended with like a warm season that grows under trees that you can real cut?
I mean,
could that be a FAFO?
Listen, they don't even believe I have St. Augustine, so I could probably put whatever the hell I want there anyhow. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure are you talking about overseeding, or are you talking about just a different type of grass there?
No, I'm talking about overseeding with what you already have there.
Yeah, I mean, I could try it. The only thing I would worry about is it getting into the other areas of my St. Augustine.
Well, here's the issue. As long as you direct it there, you're not going to have anything that has rhizonomous that's going to like spread and grow. Whatever you drop there is going to grow there.
Yeah, don't put any bent grass anywhere near
No,
the lawn.
no,
Although I don't think it would survive too long. Well, it may have. You're doing real mowing, so
no.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
Brent, I was thinking about a chewing.
a chewing's fescue. Yeah. Um, I don't know. I was I part of me was tempted to when I was going down to Florida. I knew there was a couple of trouble spots at the house that we stayed at, and I wanted to see if a bag of ryegrass how long it would survive.
It, no, right? No, listen. There's guys in Florida that mess around with rye, and you have a real short window. At least where I'm at, if you play around with rye. But if you're northern Florida, there's guys that for a good few months it looks good, but I just don't want to play around with it. I want to be able to work and come home and then not babysit. Every day I gotta walk and stare at this thing and freak out, and I'm doing things at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah. So it looks on the Discord here that you have a lot of fans predicting the demise of the tree in the near future. So
I
We're all going to see that stump grinder video again.
Oh, the other tree, the one from the hurricane damage.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I love sitting there, middle of mowing, and my phone just sitting there vibrate. I'm like, what the fuck? And I see you tagged me in videos. I'm just like, oh well, I'm going to stop what I'm doing to watch this.
Yeah, and I don't believe those views, by the way, because I love TikTok. I don't care what anybody says about it. It's addictive, and they try to milk you for money, just like anything else. When I went into the creator account and they started paying me, and then I was like, wow, I can actually make a little bit of money, doing this. Then all of a sudden, my views just went to crap, and
really,
well, promote your video for this price and promote it for this and promote it for that. So I know guys that have gotten out of the creator fund and their views went back through the roof. So
really,
that's
yeah.
why I said I do it for fun.
Yeah. Mike and I were actually talking about that tonight. I mean, some of my videos get up there, and most of them stay pretty nerfed, which is fine. We do it for fun. We're just trying to spread some good information out there. We're not promoting anything.
Yeah.
Just cultural practices. What particular product would work better? Not necessarily this is the brand that you need to use, but this is the actual
Yeah.
AI that's going to do the trick. So, we're right there with you on that, and we do it for fun, and hopefully somebody out there watching picks up a new tip and learns something that can help them in their own lawn, or in their own business, or anything else.
The downside of social media.
Well, he mentioned social media, and he gets taken out by the man.
Well, we wait for Ron to come back. I see you, Jesse. So here you go, just for you.
Yeah.
So I'm not bullshitting.
Yeah. So yeah, so Ron starts to get on a roll off on the secrets of social media, and they plucked him right out of the sky. So
Well, let me add to Jesse's comment. Tordon, cough, Mazapir, Ahem, rock salt, at you. Then some crossbow.
Massive here. Yeah. So I guess we can go through some of these comments here. So so Chuck Benzing said, Zoysia is a cool season grass. It's just brown here, for 6 months.
Hey, Chuck, so is RPR, but apparently Jesse still likes it.
Don't bring up RPR around Jesse.
Well, it's better than Baronburger or Booger.
And Jesse said, coolish seasons. So then, anyway, yeah, and then so Jesse says,
That one.
pipe down, Baronburger. Hi, welcome back. So, social media caught up to you real quick, huh? We were starting to dive into the secrets of YouTube, and they pulled the plug on you, Ron. Welcome back.
Yeah, hold on 1 second here.
No problem.
Oh no, Dan's comments. It's the ghost of the other Ron.
Oh, I missed that one. I'm sorry.
Damn, I can't get my screen back up. Hold on.
No? Oh no, we can see you and hear you just fine.
Yeah. Damn it. Hold on. Here we go. All right. That's better. Sorry.
So Jesse said Ron's HOA cut his internet service.
You're talking about legal, Jesse?
Yeah.
Yes, that is legal, Jesse.
I'm still waiting on my T-shirt, buddy.
Hey, Ron. Nice sponsor.
Yeah, that's nice. I told him I don't care what size because I'm gonna cut it and tie it in a knot anyhow for one of my videos.
He says, "Oh, here you go. There you go."
Oh, I see him. Too late, Jesse. Too late. I'm gonna get a Morgan and Morgan one down here. Yeah, I'll message you, Jesse.
There you go. That's good.
What were we talking about before?
So before the TikTok gods took you off the internet, you were actually getting into kind of the secret behind some of that. You're literally, I think that was the last thing you said, and then you went out. So.
Oh well, the downside of social media.
The downside of social media, yeah.
Yeah. God, this stupid laptop.
Yeah, you were talking about guys that like business and then went like reverted back or something.
Well, people find out where you live, and
And again,
and he froze. That's true, and it's funny that he mentions that because when I first bought the business, and the business name went up, and I had to provide the address for it on Google. It had my house number, and I had people coming up my driveway and knock my door for services, and it was a quick call to Google to stop that from happening.
I have a PO box.
Oh, I do too, but
that's the actual physical address for everything for my business. It's a PO box.
Yeah. So you've had some unexpected visitors, Ron?
Yeah, but not face to face. That's the thing, somebody actually gave my subdivision and said, "Hey, this is where he lives," and I had to pull it down. And it's really hard to go through comments, when some of the stuff I put out triggers people. Like when I do like me versus my neighbors, and I'll have 3-4 million views, like just instant, and there'll be thousands and thousands and thousands of comments, and 90% of them are hate, just pure hate.
Yeah.
Where they say, "Oh, I would beat you, I would this, I would that," and you get some real psychopaths out there. And half the stuff I do, I mean, when you see me talking to my neighbors and arguing with them, half the time there's nobody there. I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm that guy that's standing out there yelling and they're like, yeah, man, if I were your neighbor, I would have came back over there. Yeah, well, if you were my neighbor, you'd have been in a house just like the other one. You know, it's just me out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I mean, a lot of keyboard warriors too. They got to put in their 2 cents and what have you. But
Yeah.
uh, yeah. So yeah, I can see that as being an issue. And for me, a lot of my friends and stuff watch my YouTube channel, and I put out the season starts now, and the very next day my cell phone blew up. It was like, the yard's ready, come by, like we're ready for you, sign us up for services. And I'm like, whoa, that was just like a YouTube video. I'm not even ready to be spreading the
Yeah.
fertilizer.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I can't tell you, I can't tell you the amount of people that want to real mow St. Augustine grass, and I tell them, listen, it's crazy.
Mhm.
I don't know if you really want to do something like that. I don't even want to do it half the time anymore because of the input that it takes. It's not as bad as it used to be, but um, like it's weird because people see you doing something and think that now you're that person to go to,
Mhm.
and every question has to come through you. It's weird. I dig it, don't get me wrong, but
Sure, yeah,
it's just really weird. You meet
yeah,
a lot of good people and you meet a lot of people that
yeah,
you know
yeah, yeah. Well, would you be willing to share one of your secrets to keeping St. Augustine low, other than just using the reel mower? Is there any plant growth regulators in your process there?
I mean, I'll talk a little bit. I won't go 100% into it, but listen, I'm not the first person to do this. I'm probably one of the most recognizable people to do it, but
Hmm.
um, it's been done a long time. California trimmers,
Hmm.
they were designed to cut St. Augustine and varieties of grass like this. Not as low as I'm cutting,
Hmm.
but they were designed to cut it in for a normal homeowner.
Hmm.
So that's kind of how I started. Was I went on Facebook Marketplace, and
Okay.
I wasn't about to spend the money on a real mower, and
Hmm.
I found a deal where it was probably, I think, $350 or something for a 2000 something California trimmer, and
Hmm.
I was
Okay.
like, okay, well, I don't know if this is going to work, so I modified it so I can cut higher with it, and just beat the grass up for a little bit, and I was I was probably over fertilizing, to be honest with you, and
Okay.
it was great at first, but it bit me. It bit me about 6 months down the road.
Hmm.
So I cut back on the fertilizer a lot, but it allowed me to establish the grass where it spread to the point where it was like a carpet,
Sure. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's kind of what I did. That's how I learned. But that was the best money probably that I spent so far, was getting that California trimmer to get my feet wet in it. And I felt bad for the guy I bought it from because his wife wanted him to spend more time with her, and she put it on
Oh,
Marketplace.
okay.
So
Oh, all right.
yeah,
I see. Yeah. So he was a
yeah, and
he was a lawn addict. He was yeah.
yeah, I guess, but he decided that his
Hey,
wife was more important than the
sure.
grass, and
Yeah.
I was there to kind of capitalize on that, I guess.
Sure. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
and I don't know, everything else was FAFO. I found the Discord,
Hmm.
as I was doing this, and I kind of sandbagged a little bit, and just was looking at the posts and following up, a lot of Matt Martin whiteboard, videos and stuff,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
I was like, listen, hey, everything with Bermuda, I'm going to try with St. Augustine, and if it dies, it dies. And I resodded twice my backyard, I mean, I burned that thing to the ground twice. And then I decided, hey, listen, I'm going to do it to the front
Okay.
yard now. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who don't love a good whiteboard video?
What was that?
I said, who don't love a good whiteboard video?
Yeah. And then obviously, as I'm doing this, I met, Ray, Ryan, you know, everyone from Grass Factor, which I love those dudes. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah.
It cost me a lot of money, but I like those dudes.
Yeah. No, they've been great, and they were kind enough to join our live stream here. So and actually we have Ray in the chat.
Yeah.
Who had mentioned do not over fertilize and do not overwater the St. Augustine. So thanks for being here, Ray.
Yeah, Ray. Yeah, I've talked to Ray a bunch of times, and Ray knows now that the way that I run my St. Augustine is I barely apply anything. I mean, I use some AMS, but that's really it. St. Augustine doesn't require as much as you would think, unless you're doing like a full grow in, where you're just trying to get it to grow ridiculously. But I use growth regulator now.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Mhm.
I can't be. But see, the thing is, I was mowing so frequently that I was getting the result of the PGR just by mowing every other day, pretty much, because of the growth. It was actually changing the blade of the grass, and it almost looked like a PGR, but it was still a little thicker. It didn't do like, you know what I'm saying? Like how when you start spraying your PGRs, you get like almost like a mutation where
Yep.
it changes the look of it.
Mhm.
So that's kind of what I was starting to get. And then I said, I don't want to mow every other day anymore. So I started Hungry Southern too. I mess with him on the Discord, and between him and Busy, I had a period of time where I was scared. I was really scared because I had like 2, 3, 4 weeks that I'm going out there and I'm mowing because I'm getting bored. I'm going out there and I got my basket on there just to see how much clippings that I'm getting. I'm getting
Yeah.
nothing. It's not growing at all, but it's just dark green.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. My heart can't take this. I can't do that.
I did not do that, did I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That was it. Yeah.
Oops. But look at it now. Look at the videos that you're making.
Yeah.
Especially that TIF grant.
Give me a heart. Yeah. The TIF grant can take a lot more. If I could, I love my St. Augustine because it's different, but that TIF grant is a different animal.
Just wait till we all get some iron cutter sprigs.
It really
and start
is.
like sending them across the
If
place.
you can get it. Yeah. That TIF grant's something, man. Really, it doesn't. They say it's shade tolerant. I can argue that fact along my fence line, but
it's debatable
when you
on
have enough
shade tolerance.
Yeah, it's weird because next to my house it grows, and in the shade too, and then next to my fence it grows. I don't know if that's from the radiant heat that's coming off the fence in the house, but
Well,
I was thinking about grow lamps.
No, I was just about to ask about radiant heat. What's the exposure of sunlight? Is it like morning sun to afternoon or afternoon evening?
It depends on the time of year. Like right now,
Let's go
around 11 o'clock or so.
Let's go peak GDD. But when it's going to be
What's the peak? What?
The peak grow day potential. Like
it's coming back. It's coming back
peak.
now.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, that makes sense. That's now. Yeah.
Yeah, like right now it's coming back. Like the dirt patch that I had, I left. I just said, you know what, I'm going to see what happens, and it's starting to fill back in again. So I'd say within the next couple months,
Mm.
it'll be filled probably back 100%, close to it. And then as it gets more towards the winter months or whatever winter we have
Mhm.
here, you know, we do get a freeze here, and it doesn't really affect the grass too much because it doesn't stay that way, but it slows it down a lot to the point where I have to back off my growth regulator
Mhm.
a lot. You
Yeah.
know, I'll just leave a drop or two in there, but it stops it.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
not only that, but like actual available sunlight that the grass is seeing, and that's why I said I wanted like peak. We can go say July 4th. Everything would be filled in. Everything would be great, and then you're also getting the radiant heat because I mean we're getting what 12 to 16 hours of sunlight,
Yeah.
and then you
I
talk
see
about
Ray in the
wintertime.
chat telling me. Yeah, I see Ray in there telling me not to over fertilize or water. I don't, bro. I don't. That was me on my learning curve. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I'm sure he's actually just reaching out to most of the audience or anybody that's watching is adding that little aspect of the gem there to help people out.
Yeah.
So
We
Dan,
have
you
the
got
opposite. We have the opposite effect of radiant heat off of surfaces in cool season. When we start to get that in July off of the windows and fences, everything just starts to cook. So we're not getting growth; we're getting death. So,
well, explain this one to me. I got a mint plant in front of a
Yeah.
fucking window. It's supposed to be planted in shade and it gets sun day in, day out.
oh, really? Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the sun bitch is already about 4.5 foot around and about 4 foot tall.
There you go. Yeah, it's there's amazing like these perfect amazing like squares and stuff that you'll see patterns on a lawn. Like I'll get a call saying I did something, and then you look at the reflection of where the sun's hitting at a certain time of a day, and it's like you put even your hand on it.
Window.
Yeah, and it's like yeah that's the window. That was your construction guy. That wasn't my the lawn care guy. So. Yeah.
Yeah, we have the opposite effect here. It'll just nuke the grass.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's weird. It's a big difference between cool season and warm season, right there for sure. Uh, so Dan asked, and if you're comfortable answering it or not, just roughly, uh, plant growth regulator, how many times during the growing season? Question can be for both of you.
I go by well,
I just
me.
I just
I go
answered
by
it.
growing degree days.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Me personally, I go by growing degree days. I have an app where, uh, you know, it'll calculate. You know, I'll put in, you know, what I'm throwing down and the temperature and the last time I applied, and it'll kind of calculate it. And I try to catch it before it's coming out of regulation, you know, and then
Okay.
hit it again.
Sure.
You know,
Makes
but
sense.
there's some areas that I'm not using right now at all because there's a couple problem areas. So I haven't sprayed regulator there because I'm trying to get stuff to spread. And you know, I got just like everybody pretty much in my area. You know, we get sod web worms and all kinds of pests. It doesn't matter what we apply and how we apply it. It's like every year it's just the
Yeah.
same garbage over and over again.
Hmm. I know we did a one of those airboat tours down there on the Everglades, and the tour guide said everything down here is either trying to either eat you, kill you, or poison you. And it was Probably the same thing goes for your properties, your lawn, your yards down there too, right? It's trying to eat it, poison it, or kill it. So
Sounds like a
And
fun
the
time to
nicer
me.
your grass, yeah, yeah. The nicer the grass, the more they want to destroy it.
yeah, 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 definitely. No, I hear you. And
Including the haters on social media.
there you go.
Yeah, yeah. They just make you more popular, so it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. But um, our season is just like literally just like starting to gear up now. So for my direct area for cool season, we're not even in like the spring flush yet. So we are just starting to see a little bit of green up from last year's fall applications. But like we were talking about earlier, Ron, I mean our temperatures are just continuously fluctuating. So um, like we said, and I can relate to, is like sometimes the lawns don't know what to do. You know, like, am I still asleep? Am I gonna hit the snooze button? Am I gonna wake up? Like,
Yeah,
uh,
but I mean, I like it in a way though what you have, because you have that time where you can do a reno and you can kind of like hit the reset button.
mm,
Here we maintain all the time, so it's like it's green all the time, but you'll see such a dramatic change. You'll go from dirt to a beautiful lawn, in what, 30 days,
oh yeah, yeah, sure,
heat
yeah,
and stuff. It doesn't take long.
right, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I would think now you could probably get away with seeding. You can seed warm season grasses down there, or do you have to sprig or do sod?
I do
So,
sod.
you can see warm season grasses, but they're not the prominent cultivar.
Okay, all right.
Most prominent cultivars are always from sod and from sprigs or from the wood chipper goes burr.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, Saint Augustine is just sod. I mean, you can mess around and you can get it to spread. I guess you could say you're sprigging it when you take your stolons and you kind of water them and stuff. You can get them to grow that way, but just throw the damn sod down and be
Sure.
done with it.
Yeah,
You
makes
just
sense.
water it and it comes back.
Mm-hmm.
I like the whole throw it in the wood chipper and just like grab all the sprigs and take the Corona like uh bed edger or like the spade blade and like cut a slot and like put the sprigs in and then stomp it with a foot on
Yeah,
certain cultivars.
sure. I it's kind of funny that we were mentioning sod and things that you guys will see this probably in my next video. I'm doing little clips of every day of the start of the season here, but I had a chunk of my lawn that got removed by the snow plow, and it was kind of towards the neighbor's property, and I kind of left it there. I've been busy, and I looked today, and the guy that doesn't do anything for his lawn stole my grass. He planted my grass in his lawn. He took that chunk and he put it in his. That's bastard. I'm gonna go there tomorrow morning and take it back.
Wait, the snowplow incident that I told you just go grab off the fucking like ripped up grass and throw it back on the yards.
Oh yeah, and then that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna do, but I just happened to look today, and I was like, because there was a pile kind of near his property. It was still on my property, and I looked today; it was gone. And then I looked near his mailbox, and my beautiful grass was all sodded into his corner spot. Oh, you son of a bitch!
Brent, we're gonna get you an iron cutter up there.
An iron cutter?
Yeah, we're gonna get you some iron cutter.
Oh,
That way you can invade his fucking beautiful lush green fescue, and you'd be the only brown yard there.
I just,
Ray just made a comment. There's some old varieties of St. Augustine that produce viable seed, causes contamination of other turf areas. Ray,
yeah,
since you're here, can you enlighten us on which ones those are? So everyone else will know.
There's nothing that Ray doesn't know, by the way.
No, Ray is the walking, talking encyclopedia of fucking turf.
it's
Yeah,
And
and
I-
it's instant too. He doesn't look things up. You can ask him any spray, any variety of something, and it doesn't even have to be about grass. You could about men's health, about estrogen in the water. Ray will tell you anything you need to know.
It's true,
What-
and he doesn't even hesitate either. It just
exactly.
right at the tip of his tongue. He's ready.
410.
Yep.
Texas Common at the top of my head.
There you go. So, all things that I am not familiar with, I will always throw my hands in the air. I am the student as when it comes to warm season grasses and lawn care. There are some overlapping things that we all deal with, but
Throw that comment up.
when Ray speaks, Chuck Norris listens.
Truth.
That might be the only joke against Chuck Norris.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah.
I'm always happy to learn more about that because we are tall fescue, fine fescue, bluegrass, ryegrass, and bentgrass, and zoysia. We have zoysia grass here too. So
And I just feel super grateful. The friendship, the relationship that me and Ray have made, and he has actually deemed me, quote unquote, East Coast Green Dot Project, with the wealth of knowledge that I have that I still fuck up daily.
Well, I've had some questions that I've brought to Ray since I've known him, and I said, "Listen, this going on and this going on," and it worked when Busy told me to do this, and then he comes back and he's like, "I think you better listen to him." Because what he said is what I would tell you to do. So
Well, that makes me happy, honestly.
that's great. That's awesome. Oh, that's good. Yeah, and and then you Mike, obviously your famous saying is what? You have all grass types, but you can what?
We can grow any grass type you want, but we cannot grow any of them well. Unless it's 328 compared to LW50 if he's here, because mine's better than yours right now.
Yeah,
It still looks like shit, but it looks better than his.
yeah. Do you, Ron? Do you have any upcoming DJ videos coming up for the populace to watch?
I mean, I've done it for years. I stopped for years, kind of got back into it again.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I got a bunch of new stuff now, so I've been playing around with that, and all these years I could have been messing with technology, and I've been anti-technology, and now it's caught up to me. So I'm learning all over again.
Yeah. No,
All over
it's
again.
Well,
It's
you're
gonna
sitting here saying you're anti-technology, and you're like, "Hey, whenever you got free time, let me know, and I'll teach you how to do the TikTok thing." I'm like, "Okay, well, when do I have time?"
Listen, these apps have made us dumb. They really have, because like say DJing, for instance. Okay, I can do probably, I don't say a lot, but I can do a decent amount on vinyl. Now, the guys that have learned with these CDJs, all this digital stuff, they'll look at me and they'll be like, "Wow, that's cool. I like your style." And, well, that's the only way that I know. They don't know how to do the old school stuff with your hands because everything is you press a button
Hmm.
and everything syncs up
Yeah.
and everything is thought for you and everything is done and
Yeah.
it's weird.
Everything
It's
is,
really
hang on,
weird.
let me see if I can
Hmm.
pull this
Yeah.
up. Everything is right there, pretty much. The whole keyboard right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, Ron?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I have, I've obviously
You
was,
keep
my music days involve just the acoustic guitar and setting up the microphone and setting up the acoustic mic and doing that stuff. So God bless you for figuring out all that technology stuff. I showed up with the instrument and sung funny rock and roll songs. So
hey, listen, it's everything is auto tuned now.
yeah, that's
Years
true.
ago when I was doing studio stuff and you look at the studio equipment now versus when I was doing it back in the day and everything was analog. You were just kind of scratching the surface with digital stuff. That stuff you can do in your bedroom now. That would take an entire studio. It's wild.
Mm, yeah, it's crazy. You know, yeah. I just learning my bit about the. It's funny. I joke all the time because my family is surprised that I even have a YouTube channel and I'm able to operate these streams and stuff because they know me as the guy that just like stays away from computers and stuff.
Yeah.
And yet here
But
we are, 14 episodes deep.
yeah, that's right. We got it. We're getting there. So I'm still learning about it, but yeah, no, it's fun.
And
Yeah.
and tonight you jumped the shark.
I jumped the shark. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, yeah.
So,
So
Ron, questions for you. Your
Yeah.
TIFF grant, your the way you told me about your leveling videos with your pool scraper, your pool brush. Go through that process for me because I watched the video. You sent me the video privately. I watched it like 5 times, and I tried it out on a little spot in my yard. Holy
Well,
fucking shit, does it not work? But I'm not going to do that over
I'm cheap.
37,000 square feet trying to do a 6-inch set cap.
No, you'll throw your back out. You'll throw your back out. I was hurting the next day just in my yard, but I'm unorthodox. You know that I go against the grain, and I'm cheap on top of it. So I wasn't going to buy a leveling rake, and it just wasn't going to happen. So I said, you know what? I'm going to try this out. First time I leveled, and I, mowed down to the dirt or pretty damn close, and I beached a damn lawn, and threw so much sand on it you barely even see it. And then I took my pool brush and just went back and forth, worked it in, forward, backwards,
Now, was
left,
it a
right.
lot of pressure? Was it a little bit of pressure, or it was just
No.
like constant, just like
Nope.
a leaf break, just
Just
constant motion?
Yep. I just put my arms on it and just kind of let it go where it was going to go. This way, it would float over anything that was any little low spots or divots or anything like that, and it seems to work out pretty good. And
it works.
People
Well,
talk
it works
crap.
good for what I would say, 2,000 square feet.
Yeah. I mean, it's or like if you're doing a spot, like a low spot, and you want to work it in, and you want to do just a little bit of it at a time. You can do a little bit. You can pound it like I do, I did my front yard to St. Augustine, and that was at 0.386, and you couldn't even see the blades of grass. It was just, it was completely beach. And then, you let it sit for a day and water it in a little bit, and it comes back. It comes back. It works out really good. Yeah, I don't know if it's because it's not that heavy and it's aluminum. It just kind of slides over the top of it, and
But it's also a
it
like hard bristle
kind of
brush,
goes.
so it gets down deep.
No, well, I've tried the hard bristle ones, and they seem to skip. This just kind of
This
glides,
is
and
so this is
I
the soft
use.
bristle, the pull brush that makes the little almost U shape.
Yeah, it's like that you would do like the walls
Okay.
of your pool with. You know, yeah, it's they're small bristles, but they're pliable, so
I didn't know which one I
they
didn't
don't
know which
move
one
too
you were
much.
using because I know our pools we
I
have
don't.
the hard bristle and we have the soft bristle.
No, I'm not using like the metal
No,
ones.
it's the all
This
aluminum
is
with the
like
little,
a
like the little blue rubber cap on the top, and it's those bristles that
yeah,
kind of
yeah. That's
this way.
yep, yeah. That's what I use, and that's it. It's good enough for mason sand, and I've used the general purpose sand before when I was doing the reno with it, and I wouldn't recommend putting it back in the pool. I have another pool one, and yeah, because you'll be vacuuming
Well,
after
I mean
that.
that kind of makes sense.
Listen, you got to explain it to everyone out there because I've got a couple messages like, "Hey, I tried to do like you did with the real mower, and any tips because I'm completely down to the roots." So you have to put a disclaimer out
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
so while we're on this topic, Ron, you're sitting here, you're real mowing St. Augustine and Tiff Grand Bermuda. We have the Masters going on, starting their first rounds tomorrow or next time. Still in practice. Practice round
Tomorrow?
tomorrow. No, practice round tomorrow. First round starts Thursday. I actually seen that HOC of that, and it threw me for a minute because I seen 5/16 of an inch on the green collar, and the greens were mowed at what 8. And I'm thinking in the back of my head, looking at this picture, I'm like, "Oh, why the fuck are you mowing your collars at 5/64 of an inch, and you're mowing your greens at 1/8?" Because I'm
Yeah,
thinking full blown tournament, real cut, tournament blade, tournament bed knife. These reels are sharpened. They're
Mhm.
going all out.
yeah, yeah. That's a different animal there.
It
Well, I mean,
is.
they also have
Different animal.
their entire HVAC system underground where they can actually manipulate the actual soil temperature too.
Yeah, yeah. They can. There's places that can control that turf 24/7. It
Mhm.
doesn't matter what's going on above it. It's they're controlling it down there, and
And
it's
there's a
insane.
guy down here that actually does a lot of my grinding and fixing my bed nice and everything for me. And he's actually one of the guys that actually goes down to Augusta. And he's down there right now. And I asked him a question about it, and it was pretty much about um, the manipulation of turf and how they keep it so green. He's like, yeah, normally we will overseed with rye, and we will do it about a month and a half before, with the projection of this temperature being this. He's like, we decided to skip this year and we didn't do it, and we just falsified a green up with a little bit of AMS and a little bit of turf paint.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
everything you're seeing this year, from what I'm assuming is true, is everything's all natural,
Wow.
minus a little bit of paint. So there's no
but
overseed this year.
that's what he's telling you. But is he really telling you what's really going on though? There's a lot of things that people do that They're not
Well,
going to tell you.
I don't think this guy would lie to me because I mean he services all my real mowers, and I'm like, well, I'm about to go drop this yard from 3/4 of an inch to about 0.3. So fix it.
0.3. Yeah, I'll trip over that.
Well, some of us aren't that bougie.
Listen, I don't have that big of a yard, but if I did move, um, the end result would be I'd have property, and then I would have maybe let's say I had 3, 4, 5 acres, 10 acres, whatever I do. I would have 1 acre probably that would be manicured, and I would do golf greens, and I would do, just like around the house. And then the rest of it would be like a rough type, fairway or whatever it is. I'd do like Telly. I'd get me a try and, or Connor, I'd love to do something like
Yeah.
that.
So what we're looking at right now is we're looking anywhere between 10 to 50 to 100 acres right now. And what I want to do is I want to dedicate 10 acres to a short, minimalistically manicured 9-hole par 3 on my own property.
Yeah.
Which justifies
That'd be
that
pretty cool.
justifies me buying a Ventrac, a triplex, all the fucking toys I want.
Yeah. Well, there you go. It's we had a guy here. He was a quarter of a mile down the street, and he was completely dedicated to his. He had 4 or 5 holes that he maintained on his property. He had a lot of acres that he had, and I remember playing it as a kid, and it was done well. I mean, it wasn't country club, quality, but I mean, you could putt a true putt and have fun and get a good, some good chips in, and it's a lot of fun. So it's a great idea, Mike. I think that's cool.
That's gonna be my retirement job. Like I manicure my house and I have my own like 9-hole course at my house. I'll wake up, go check the cows, check the horses, let the corgi out, and then go real mow.
Yeah, yeah. Very good. Well, we are past an hour, gentlemen.
We have one question. Chuck says, because last year's tournament was in the fall, or was that the prior year? Chuck, I believe that was 2020 or 2021 when they played that in November. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they played the Masters tournament in November, in, I think either 2020 or 2021, and they heavily overseeded with perennial ryegrass and annual ryegrass, and they let the actual rough cut area grow super high.
Well, there you go. Gentlemen, 813 King, Ron, thank you for joining us tonight. It was a pleasure having you on. And keep us updated or don't on that tree that either is going to be living or dead. So,
Yeah, something's going to happen
just an
eventually.
act of God, I think. I think they were all in agreement here. It's just an act of God.
I think Thor's going to throw the hammer down and lightning's going to strike it.
Absolutely.
Problem is, everybody's got a camera with them.
Yeah.
So,
well, Jesse has ways, so he can help you out.
But does Jesse have jurisdiction here?
He'll get it for you. He's a committed man. So if
Don't
he has
worry,
to be,
we have connections.
And Mike, always a pleasure having you on. Thank you.
Brent,
helping
as
us out
always, thank you.
again, warm season. Thank you. And for everybody watching at home, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for leaving a like. And we'll talk to you all real soon. Take care. Bye.